Hello, my name is Kush Patel, and I'm currently an undergraduate student here at the University of Guelph. I'd like to welcome you to the College of Biological Sciences convocation ceremony this morning. The University of Guelph is honored by our graduates, and we take great pride in this convocation. I'd like to tell you a little bit about the proceedings today. The ceremonials used for the conferring degrees have evolved over a millennium, and the gowns and hoods represent that history. In general, the gowns for the baccalaureate and the magisterate degrees are black, and the color of the hood is different for each degree program. The doctorates at the University of Guelph have a bright blue gown, and the honorary degrees are an even brighter color. The University of Guelph crest that you see on the curtains behind me and shown on the cover of the convocation program also represent our specific history. The emblems in the crest show links with the royal city of Guelph through the white stallion above, the connection to liberal arts through the book, to the sciences, through the astrolabe, and our connection to abundance and agriculture through the cornucopia. The University of Guelph motto, Rerum cognoscere causas, is a quote from Virgil. It is variously translated to be either happy is the one who is able to ascertain the reasons of things. Perhaps it can also mean to know the meaning of things. The procession of people into the hall are also influenced by ancient tradition. The piper will herald the start of the procession of graduates, the students who are coming here to graduate today. This will be followed by the arrival of the mace leading to the platform party. The mace is a symbol of authority of the university and will be carried by the beadle. In medieval universities, a beadle was chosen by an instructor to work as an assistant. Today, the beadle is the ceremonial officer of Senate. Following the beadle and mace is the chancellor, president, members of the board, members of the administration and the honorees, fellows of the university, members of the board and senate, and members of faculty and staff. The degrees will be conferred in the order that you see in your program. The degrees are separated by categories representing the specific degrees being awarded within the college. We will begin with doctorates and magistrates, followed by the baccalaureate degrees. The name reader will present scholars to the chancellor and president by degree category. As the name of each student is called, the beadle will place the hood over the recipient's shoulders. This moment will be videoed, and technology willing, there will be a simultaneous live cast of the event to allow family members and friends to watch from a distance. The chancellor and president will greet each student at center stage, and a photograph will be taken. We understand the joy and excitement accompanying such an auspicious occasion, but we ask that you hold your applause until after each group of graduates has crossed the stage. There will definitely be an opportunity for a truly thunderous applause. Once all the degrees are conferred and all the cheers are cheered, the chancellor will close the ceremony and a recessional will play. Please remain standing during the recessional until all the platform party has processed out of the hall. Our colleagues from Alumni Affairs are hosting a social media program developed especially for convocation. Please share your photos, memories, and advice with graduating students by joining us on social media and using the hashtag #GuelphGrad. Finally, may I be the first person to congratulate the graduates on their various successes and offer my congratulations to the family and friends who are here to support them. Welcome to Convocation at the University of Guelph.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love, in all our sons' command, with glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true North, strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land, glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
I invite you to receive this invocation. On this day of recognized achievement, we pause and reflect on our place in this world. We acknowledge the Attawandaran people on whose traditional territory the University of Guelph now resides. And we offer our respect to their neighbors, the Haudenosaunee, the Anishinaabe, and Métis. On this day that marks the end of a journey, we give thanks for the friendships that have been forged along the way. We give thanks for all those who have supported us, faculty, administration, mentors, and families. For we could not have made it here on our own. I invite you, each in your own way, to take a moment of silence, to reflect, to recognize that for which you are grateful, to offer a prayer. As we step into a new tomorrow, may the knowledge that we have gained here be coupled with wisdom and be infused with compassion and clothed with humility, that we might contribute to the flourishing of all humanity, that we might embrace the forgotten, enhance the sustainability of all things, and fully discover what it means to be human. May grace and peace abound. You may be seated.
How are you doing? Good. Mr. Chancellor, members of the board, honorary fellows and faculty of the university, families and friends of the graduands and graduands, welcome to the celebration of Convocation at the University of Guelph. My name is Franco Vaccarino, and I have the honor of serving as President and Vice Chancellor of this great university. And I'm privileged today to welcome you to Convocation. I'd also like to extend a particular welcome to this morning's special guest, Dr. James Raffin, who will receive the Honorary Doctor of Laws degree, and he'll be introduced to you formally in a moment. Welcome, James. As we begin today's convocation ceremony, let me offer a few congratulatory remarks. First off, graduands, this is your big day. You've worked hard, you've persevered, and you've made it. Well done, well deserved. Now, before we go on, graduands, there's a group of individuals here who I'm sure you will agree deserve your special attention. So a big part of this day is about you, but there are a group of people here that this is an important day for as well. And they are those family members and friends who have supported you from the sidelines throughout your time at Guelph. And as it happens, they're right behind you. So I'd invite you all to stand up, turn around, and give a shout out to your families and friends who are here with us today. Well done. Thank you very much. It's a great photo op, I got to tell you. This is great. Thank you. In preparing this welcome, I reflect on the address I gave at my installation as President and Vice Chancellor just last fall. And a central part of that message was about how this university has prepared you, our graduates, for this very moment and for the years that will follow. So let me share with you some of my thoughts from that installation speech last year. So I'm an optimist by nature, and in many ways, we are living through what might be remembered as one of the most exciting and important periods throughout history. Our world is being marked by incredible advances in the life sciences and the physical sciences, in information and communications technology, in the sheer volume of discovery and knowledge. And through all this change, advances in the social sciences, in the humanities, in the arts, they continue to test our belief systems, and they challenge our constructs against new and evolving societal contexts. We're also seeing disciplines that had been isolated for so long and subject matter coming together in fresh and exciting ways, like music and computer technology, or healthcare and robotic engineering, or material sciences and agriculture. More and more, those connections make knowledge more accessible and more abundant than ever. They also effectively shrink the gap between the generation of knowledge on the one hand and the application of knowledge on the other. In our fast-paced and interconnected world, the distance has narrowed, and it continues to narrow between today and tomorrow. And that, graduates, presents challenges, but it also presents wonderful opportunities for you and for us all. So what are the human attributes that will allow us to thrive in such dynamic times? Well, I would suggest that they include, among others, the ability as individuals and as a university for us to adapt and to readapt in a healthy way to uncertainty and to change. And by adaptation, I'm not referring here to simply passive habituation. I'm referring to the act of very consciously and very deliberately redefining ourselves, rethinking ourselves based on what's going on around us. When faced with change, people adapt. Sometimes we adapt in healthy ways, and as we know, sometimes we adapt in less than healthy ways. The opportunity for you, our graduates, is to adapt to change in healthy ways. That is to say, to undertake thoughtful analysis that will help you find what I like to call the upside of uncertainty. Uncertainty often gets a bad rap, but I like to think of the upside of uncertainty. This provides hope, it provides inspiration, and it's the basis for discovery. It's about taking uncertainty and change and turning it into a positive, turning it into something special. Now, you've spent the past few years of your lives studying and learning here at the University of Guelph, and an important part of our mission as a university has been to provide our students, you, our graduates, with the tools to successfully adapt and navigate through the complexities and the dynamics of a modern society. We've tried to help instill an ability to adapt to, and I would say, indeed, to thrive in tomorrow's ever-changing world. Your experiences here at the University of Guelph have prepared you for exactly that. In your years here, you've had the opportunity to learn, to witness world-renowned breakthroughs, and to grow personally, an important part of your experiences here. And what you've learned goes well beyond the teaching of subject matter strictly, and it goes towards the process of learning. Learning to learn, adaptation, creativity, mental nimbleness. As successful graduates, many of you will blend knowledge, mixing and matching ideas from separate disciplines. Your years at Guelph have given you the creative skills and also the analytical skills to apply that knowledge in innovative ways. So, as you enter this exciting next stage of your lives, I encourage all of you to draw on your University of Guelph experiences as learners, but also as members of a very special community here, and to bring the very best you have to offer to every experience. Embrace the opportunities that arrive, look to create your own opportunities. I would say as well, dare to dream. Dare to dream and to reach for an even higher sense of purpose. and find new and fresh ways to take what you've learned here to engage with and make a difference in your world. Thank you very much, and once again, congratulations. Well done.
Mr. Chancellor, on the recommendation of the Senate of the University of Guelph, it's a great honor to present to you the candidate, James Raffin, for the degree of Doctor of Laws honoris causa. Born and bred in Guelph, some say perhaps lightheartedly, born in a canoe in the Speed River, Dr. James Raffin is a prolific writer, speaker, and geographer, and leads a life of extraordinary adventure. He has dedicated his life towards exploring our Great White North and sharing his discoveries through experiential education, writing, and lecture. Armed with his passions for the North, his interest in diverse cultures, and his unquenchable sense of adventure, he set out to put a human face on climate change. In the world of outdoor and experiential education, James is a legend. His career has been long, varied, and impactful. He served as the inspired catalyst for a generation of today's educators during his term leading the Queen's University Outdoor and Experiential Education Program, and continues to run and make a positive and lasting mark nationally and globally via his many educational, cultural, and environmental endeavors. During his expeditions, James skillfully teaches hundreds of students, staff from around the world about the polar regions and the planet's ecosystem, while working to motivate the students to become polar ambassadors. James is a fellow of the International Arctic Explorers Club, past chair of the Arctic Institute of North America, and fellow and past governor of the Royal Canadian Geographic Society. Most recently, as the executive director of the Canadian Canoe Museum, James led the successful renewal and growth of the museum, where Canadians can enrich their historical knowledge of the canoe and its enduring significance to the peoples of Canada. His passion and dedication resulted in numerous books on topics ranging from personal narratives, biographies, accounts of tragedy and heroism, and the studies of the canoe. James' contribution to the Canadian culture and to education has been well recognized, most notably by the Royal Canadian Geographical Society's Campbell Award, and perhaps even more prestigious, the Queen's Golden and Diamond Jubilee medals. Mr. Chancellor, it is my honor to request that you confer upon James Raffin the degree of Doctor of Laws honoris causa.
Congratulations, James. This is wonderful. Oh, there we are. Just turn for a photo. I am pleased now to invite Dr. James Raffin to now give the convocation address.
Chancellor Burbish, President Vaccarino, distinguished guests, distinguished family members, graduands of the College of Biological Sciences at this vibrant university, good morning. And thank you for this high honor set in the valley of the mighty Speed and in the traditional crossover territories of the neutral Confederacy. I have to say, downstairs, watching you, you look fabulous. I was thinking, though, that if on any other Friday night over the last 4 years you were caught at this time of day in a gown, it more likely signaled a late night colloquium at the Woolly, or maybe that you'd just given up for the day. But here you are, convocation has come. Congratulations. Speaking of robes, one of the things you learn when you get to a little closer to the front of the graduation procession is that in these days of austerity, the These gowns actually serve a dual purpose. For example, Dr. Ronald's gown is actually made of Gore-Tex and comes with poles. It's the Seminar Deluxe Model A at Sleep 6. I suspect Integrative Biology Chair Professor Frixell, he has the anti-malarial bug installation for his work in the Serengeti. This place, Memorial Hall, brings back memories for me. As a boy, I'd be hauled off the river on the north end of town and dumped into the bath, which in itself was cruel and unusual punishment. But the prize would be to come here to Mem Hall to savor tales of bees and bears and animal behavior told by khaki-clad itinerant raconteurs who came here with the Audubon Society. And coming to this place was like getting a ticket to a magical place. And it was hugely influential in my growing up. And the truth be told, although I live away from Guelph, my hometown, I can't be in this place without fondly thinking and remembering a big male polar bear called Huxley and a series of formative experiences here at the College of Biological Sciences. In spite of doing my undergrad at an unnamed university with red gowns down 401, I began here as a SEAL handler in training, which I gather was an apt acronym for a man such as myself, in Zoo Annex 3, Zoo Handler in Training. By degrees, though, I graduated from feeding and bleeding seals to a vision research project involving Huxley that happened in the lab animal building just across the street. And there were two significant outcomes of that study. One was a paper in the Journal of Comparative Biology, Biochemistry and Physiology, called The Spectral Sensitivity of a Polar Bear. And the second, possibly equally seismic consequence of that study for science was my exit from the discipline. Huxley helped me see that my gifts, such as they were far less suited to lab-based investigations of the North than they were to more field-based research, writing, and teaching in the North that curved away from the bedrock of science to the landscape of cultural anthropology and geography. And with that preface, I'd like to say just a few words this morning in 3 acts, broaching ships, risk. President Vaccarino, I loved what you said about the upside of uncertainty. I'm talking about risk, I'm talking about uncertainty, and we didn't talk before, although we did have a beer the other night. Act 1, ships. My dad was a surgeon lieutenant in the Navy, and I'm so glad my sister is here, my family is here, who remember him. And mercifully, he fell short of the Captain Von Trapp bosun's whistle method of child rearing. And rather, he'd quote from the Bible and say things like, "They that go down to the seas in ships, son, do business on great waters." Or later in the day, he might trot out Coleridge and say, "Water, water everywhere, and all the boards did shrink. Water, water everywhere, and not a drop to drink." That usually came out around when the gin was running low. But that was the backdrop. My parents, bless them, were too damn cheap, or maybe smart, to buy a TV. So we were left with a library of books: The Voyage of the Beagle, Gypsy Moth Circles the World, Origin of Species, Mutiny on the Bounty. I mean, you could, Somerset Maugham, the list went on and on and on. And it was a total pump fake. When you've read every book in the house, they said, we'll get a TV.